Okay. Everybody, it's Harper's dad, and we had been working with Miss Evans about hatching eggs for the class. Well, we can't go into the class right now, so we're going to hatch the eggs and video them for the class. These eggs are from silky bantams, silky baby chicks. They have real curly feathers, or chickens in general. The silkies have curly feathers and black skin. And they're called a fancy breed, but you know, in some cultures they do consume them. But they're a fancy breed, and one of the companies that I work with has a fancy breed hatchery. Not sure where it's at, but I talked to them, and they donated 30 eggs for the class to hatch. So we received the eggs today, so we're going to set them today. And I was telling Harper earlier, she's helping me set them. This is the point of the egg. The egg point, as you're setting them, goes down inside the tray like this. Because eventually, when the embryo gets big enough, it'll be able. There is a cell in here that the bird will be able to stick its beak in and breathe out of when it gets older. But right now, it's not necessary. But when its lungs are fully developed, it'll be able to get up there, poke its nose through the air, and breathe, and then go back. But right now it's an embryo, so the lungs are not developed. So we're setting these eggs. We are going to keep them at 99.5 degrees for approximately 21 days, 18 to 21 days. These eggs will be rotating back and forth you have to rotate them every hour, or the embryo will stick to the shell, and the embryo will not survive if it sticks to the shell. So it moves it back and forth, back and forth. So very important to have point down, and very important to keep them at the right temperature and the right humidity.
How can you tell what the temperature is in there?
There's a thermometer here. This is a standard, just a small hobby incubator, and you can set 30 chicken eggs, and you can also set quail eggs, but maybe later we'll set quail eggs, I don't know. But there's a temperature setting, or the thermometer right here. There's a temperature setting on the top of the incubator.
They're very little.
Yeah, they're very little eggs. Now point down, there you go.
So how many days will it take for these to hatch?
Approximately 18 to 21 days.
18 to
Probably
21
more
days.
like 19 or 20 days for the bantam breeds. The commercial birds that you consume, it takes 21 days and like 6 hours. But, you know, that's different.
So basically this incubator is working like a mama hen.
Yes. So a mama, if these birds were in the wild, they would lay a certain amount, a clutch size. And the clutch size should replicate the size of the breast of the female and the wings. So when she lays her clutch, say 8 eggs, she'll be able to take all of them and kind of crouch over them and keep them warm with their feathers.
Oh.
And that's how they incubate them themselves.
So this incubator is basically acting like a mama bird laying on her eggs.
That is correct.
Okay.
And they're different colors. There's white.
Oh yeah, look, that's interesting.
Yes, there's very different colors. That could be anything from the amount of absorption to the age of the hen.
So Harper, do you have any questions for Daddy about these chicks?
How do you know they're a girl or a boy?
You don't know that until the day of age. You can't tell.
I
could tell that, if I could tell by the egg if it was a male or a female, Daddy wouldn't be working every day. He would be consulting, and he would be. Daddy would be fishing a whole lot more.
So, what does day of age mean?
The day of age chick is the day it hatches. These eggs right here were probably laid Wednesday, and then they were brought into a cooler, and the cooler will stay at approximately 65 degrees. And when I received them today, I took them and put them in my office, and I started to warm the eggs up because if the egg, when an egg is laid, it's approximately the same temperature as the hen's internal organs. So, and then you have to get the egg cooled down as soon as you possibly can because the cells start multiplying and the embryo starts growing at that time. So if you chill the eggs just a little bit, you stop the embryo development, and you can set everything at one time and they all hatch at one time. It's like a tactic we use in commercial business. So, but if you ever warm the eggs up and start the embryonic growth, if you cool them back down, then you could kill the embryo. So I want to, and another bad thing that you don't want to do is the eggs are cold. You put them in 99-degree temperature and they're going to sweat. And when I mean sweat, there'll be beads of water from the inside. It's like the condensation from the inside the egg pulls out.
Kind of like the water.
And to see these eggshells, they're porous. So the embryo can breathe on the inside and out. But whenever they start sweating like that, it's a bad time for bacteria to be able to go in and out a side of the egg, so you can contaminate your baby chick that's going to hatch. And that's not a good thing. You want to give the chick the best chance to survive that it possibly can.
Cool. And why are they different sizes? Is it just because of how the chick was laid?
They're different sizes because of so this egg right here, one thing is this egg is way smaller than what y'all would eat. Okay? And I mean, you can eat it, it's no big deal, but like what you go to the Publix and get, this is the Bantam breed, they're smaller eggs. So this egg, they're pretty much the same size. But this egg is a little bit bigger than this egg. Well, this hen right here, it may have been her first egg. And this one may be older. So what happens is when the egg is laid, this one right here, they're always smaller the first time, and they have more calcium because it's the same amount of calcium on them. But her reproductive tract is not fully developed yet. So the smaller the egg, the first egg, and the older they get, the larger the egg will be.
There's not enough.
Well, cool. Well, thank you guys. I hope you guys look forward to hatching these eggs with us. And we'll be back to watch their progress and let you guys know how they're doing. Thank you, Harper. Thank you, Mr. Tate.
You're quite welcome. We'll be, maybe in a few weeks, we'll be candling them. And we'll see the embryonic growth as in days. So we'll be able to video that. So
all right.
Hope everybody's having a good time.
How do you know if
Thank you.
Take care.